I want to talk to other fans of Star Wars before 1990. I'm going to go on Riddick and meet some new friends and talk about old Star Wars. What? There's no Reddit page for vintage Star Wars? Well, now there is. Now you and your buddies can go over to Riddick and talk about Star Wars, the early days, before 1990. The vintage Star Wars page now on Riddick. Join today. Put away your Star Wars action figures. It's time to go to the racetrack. A Star Wars racetrack. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a pocket full of Jar Jar Binks. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to take a break from talking about Kenner Star Wars action figures to talk about Star Wars Racetrack, the Duel at Death Star. One of the greatest things about Star Wars was the trench run. And sadly, you couldn't recreate that at home. Sure, you had the Kenner Star Wars figures, but overall, you could do dogfights with the ships, but you couldn't really recreate the feeling of that trench run, unless maybe you dug some big trench in your yard and ran up and down it with you and your buddies with the Kenner Star Wars ships. But most people didn't do that. So kids that really wanted to recreate the thrill and excitement of the trench run were out of luck. That was until 1978 when Power Passers released Duel at Death Star Racing Set. According to the box, it was hours of excitement of slot car racing in a Star Wars setting. Well, let's be honest. Two Star Wars themed cars racing around a plastic track wasn't really much like recreating the thrill of the Death Star trench run, but it was fun. That was until your Darth Vader TIE Fighter ship car flies off the track going around a curve too fast, smashes into the basement wall, and you think your best friend in the world will understand, but no, he tells you can't play with his Star Wars themed racetrack anymore, so you just have to stand there and watch him and his softball playing cousin from Minnesota play the racetrack all night long. The racetrack came with two cars, or I guess you can call them ships. First was the Darth Vader TIE Fighter slot car. These kind of look like some of those wacky Star Wars Hot Wheel cars that are done today. With this one here, it seems that the wings come off or maybe break off really easy, as I found a lot of them online without the wings. And the other was the Luke Skywalker crash car. Again, it looks nothing like an X-Wing. It doesn't even have wings at all. It was called a crash car. You hear that, Boyd? It was made to come off the track and crash into the wall. You'd think they could have just made a ship with wheels on it, but I'm guessing you needed the right size and weight for a slot car to stay on the tracks. Well, that's just a guess. I'm no slot car racing expert, believe it or not. So let's look at the track. The track wasn't anything special. It was just a loop. There were no hoops. There were no ramps. There were no jumps. There were no ring of fire to jump through. It was just a nice loop. Oddly, there are two big cardboard billboard heads of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader on the side of the track. Also, the cars pass a cardboard wall that says Duel at Death Star, so you don't forget what toy you're playing with, I guess. And yet again, you pass by two heads of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Now, the turns do have some cool Star Wars themed images that make you feel like you're in the battle for freedom. Also, with the track is a lap counter, so you know how many laps there have been. So when your so-called best friend and his softball playing cousin say they only had 4 laps, you know they really done 7. I know. They knew. We all knew. Also, the track came with 2 controllers, a red and a blue. The box also said it came with a detour, but I'm not even really sure what that means. Doesn't look like there's any detours on the track. Also, according to the box, there was a warning label to let you know that some assembly was required. Did anyone think that this racetrack was going to be put together in the box? You just flipped the box open and the racetrack was all set up? How dumb were kids in the 70s? One of the best things about this set is the box. Yes, the box. Look at the artwork. It's amazing. I really love the artwork done on the Star Wars stuff, mostly the early stuff. You can really tell that some time and love was put into the art on the box, not just thrown up on a computer by some low-paid intern trying to get some extra summer college credits. Well, that's if you didn't get the box from one of those catalog companies like JCPenney's. What happens if you order this racetrack through them? You got a dual box with no color to it. What's the deal with that? They sent you the box. It has the same picture on it, but no color. Look at this. Yep, that's it. This is what you got if you ordered it through the catalog. A lot of these non-action figure toys get really overlooked by collectors. I found a few of these racetracks on eBay for going for under $100, even some going for around $50. I don't know why these get so overlooked. I love these wacky, kind of goofy toys. I love the action figures, don't get me wrong. You all know I love the Star Wars Kenner action figures, but something about these early toys are just as fun as the action figures. And that's a look at Duel of Death Star Racetrack. I never understand why they didn't put the Death Star on the boxes. A lot of this early product, they didn't say the Death Star. It made you sound like Frankenstein when you read it. Duel at Death Star, escape from Death Star, bad Frankenstein impression. Sorry about that. I need to go. When I start doing Frankenstein impressions, you know this video is over. I want to thank you for watching. Always thumb up this video. In the comment section, let me know, did you have this racetrack? Did you accidentally let a car fly off the curve? Did your friend understand and laugh about it and put the car back on the track? Or did he just tell you couldn't play it anymore and then spent time with his softball playing cousin? Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Again, thumbs up, ring that bell so you know when I put up another video. And we'll be back very soon.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.